All right. Good morning / good evening, ladies, gentlemen, NB friends, the most metal of them all. It's extremely 3:30 in the morning. I'm tired as hell. I've been here since well before the beginning of the marathon, so we're going to settle in and enjoy some bung. This is Iron Hike. This is extremely a game that happened. And I have with me Karma Dragonus, who is also extremely here, and is also extremely a person that happened. Karma got up at 2:30 to co-commentate this with me. I have no idea why.
Not that I even really have much to say about this game, because it speaks for itself and Trysdyn's commentary is fantastic. I just kind of wanted to be here.
That's perfectly fine. So this game indeed happened. Here's proof it happened. It's made by this guy, Mikhail Anderson. I don't know what he was thinking, but I appreciate what he did, because this is actually a pretty solid homebrew game.
Bung.
It's extremely bung. We gotta check out the dank lore, though, before we get into it.
Extremely important.
Yeah, so Iron Hike was going out with his iron. That's his iron. When suddenly a mean monster took, that's the mean monster, his iron, that's the iron leaving.
Oh no!
I must get my iron back! I can't get over there. I will take the other way. The wrong way. Seriously, going that way is not going to get him to the right. Alright, quick reset, and then we'll get rolling. Bung, by the way.
Bung.
How do you feel about bung, Karma?
Well...
That's
I think I'll leave it at that.
That's a good assessment. So this category is all stages. The difference between all stages and 80% is I'm going to do 1-2, which normally I don't have to do. That's the only difference.
Wow.
Like, just, I don't know why there's an all stages versus an 80%. When I decided to run this, I just felt like doing all stages, you know? Felt like doing that one extra stage. And
so,
this is
Trysdyn, a lot of this stuff looks pretty familiar.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. This is all completely unique assets. Original art, donut steel.
Okay.
What the hell is a donut steel? Oh, whatever. So,
bung.
It's extremely bung. The main goal is just basically to get through every level. That's it. It's all good. But yeah, this is a homebrew that was made for the Bung Enterprises Homebrew Contest in 1999, I want to say. You know, the homebrew contest made by a company that sold a bunch of piracy / backup units. This was their way to get some legit usage of the devices on the market, so they had a legal defense for what they were doing. And it worked out pretty well up until Nintendo sued Bung, and they responded by going out of business and reforming a week later under a different company name and continuing to sell their backup units. It's a really fun story. When are you gonna run this, Karma?
I don't know. I'm enjoying the music, which what I've heard is the main obstacle for speedrunning this?
Yeah, I can't do more than 2 runs of this in a row without the music starting to give me a migraine. However, if you can get past that, you can speedrun this. If you want to get into speedrunning and you haven't been able to find a game to start with Iron Hike. Most of the speedrun is holding right. You will speedrun.
Get that real bung tier speedrun in your repertoire.
Oh man, I want to open up a Iron Hike leaderboard site now and call it Bung Tier. Bung Force.
Yeah, before this run we were finding dumb ways to put bung into different video game related quotes.
The mission has been bunged successfully. Thank you, Mario, but your bung's in another castle. I'm gonna bounce off the bat here, speed tech. Cowabunga. Oh no, Scuddy.
Oh no.
Someone set us up the bung. This is almost as bad as Sega fart music. Funny you should mention that. With everything else that was, we're gonna say borrowed, the most impressive thing they managed to borrow on a Game Boy Color was the Genesis Electro farts. I don't know how they did that. They should patent and sell the technology.
I never even thought about it that way.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't just download an electro fart, would you?
Well, watch me try.
That sounds like it would end very badly. This is actually kind of impressive. Like, okay, in all seriousness, for all the piss I'm taking out of this game, this is actually really impressive for a homebrew that some teenager just did in 1999. By the way, Dank Lore, hi, your iron is in another world. Now,
Bung.
Karma, there's a debate about what the iron is. Is it just like a hunk of iron ore, or what do you think the iron is?
Can you give me, like, 2 options to pick from?
A hunk of iron ore or something that is not a hunk of iron ore?
Yes.
Excellent, thank you. I'm glad I had you with me on this adventure.
I had to take the helpful user option.
Oh man, you were talking to the wrong person if you expected a helpful suggestion. I guess the bigger question is why the Ninja ripoff wants Iron Hikes iron.
Right? What did the iron ever do?
Well, we don't even know what the iron is, so how do we know what it... No, whatever. Whoops. So I'm not supposed to hold right there, and I completely forgot because I was too busy making an arse out of myself.
It's real bung hours.
It is indeed real bung hours, the realest of the most bung. So, Bung put on this Game Boy Color homebrew contest, I want to say 3 years in a row? 3 or 4, I don't remember which one. And got some pretty impressive entries. I would put this probably in the top 5 of what I've seen. And, you know, like I said, even though it's here in Big Bad Game-a-Thon, I appreciate the hell out of it. It's... Let me put it this way.
Nice.
Mikhail Anderson, nice indeed. Mikhail Anderson somehow tapped an evil eldritch power in being able to emulate a migraine in the Game Boy assembly code with this music.
That's gotta be a medical advancement somehow.
The ability to simulate a migraine in assembly?
Yeah, copyright Bung.
Copyright, yeah, migraine, copyright Bung Enterprises. Okay, but definitely a lot of absolutely unique assets. The coins are, you know, unique. The doors are certainly unique to this game. The level selection tiles, the grass, the bats. There's this demon character that I've seen hovering around every now and then. I don't think it has a canonical name, but I tend to call it like Pyre Sword.
Yes, I have never seen any of this content anywhere else. Forget what I was saying earlier.
Indeed.
It looked familiar, but I was completely mistaken.
That happens frequently when you're exposed to Bung. So, if you haven't noticed, I have a fireball. You can tell I have a fireball because there's a sprite of the fireball in the top left of the actual levels. And that lets me shoot the fireball, which, you know, I've never seen this mechanic before.
Me neither. This game was ahead of its time.
Now, the great thing about the fireball is more often than not, it'll just go through enemies and not hit them, and then you end up taking damage. There's actually a segment of the game where the developer clearly intended for you to have a fireball because the game forces you into a one-tile tall corridor and then puts an enemy in it. Well, 9 times out of 10, the fireball just goes through the enemy.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not so great. It's why I have to make sure I have some backup health. Health, by the way, is down on the bottom left. It's the filled-in circles. Here's more dank lore, by the way. Hi, your iron's in another world. A plot advancement.
Bung.
I will say this. There is one absolutely unique feature to this game that I've never seen anywhere else. And that is that if you ever get confused about which way you're moving, Iron Hike is constantly pointing in the direction that you are moving.
Oh. That is really handy.
It really is. Here's a worm. I think that one is actually a unique sprite. I like the worm, though. It's cute. Oh, I lost my fireball, and I am one hit from death, so I may just deliberately backflip into lava soon. This tile set. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this tile set. So here I can just fall into the lava because the timer for when you break blocks under you is on a global cycle. So if I hesitate a little bit, I can actually break the tile out from under myself early and fall into the lava. And it's not too fun. On the plus side, I picked up some extra health.
Hey. I was debating whether I should say the bung is saved, but you know what? It's there.
You'd say what now?
The bung has been saved. Whatever.
Yeah, it's bung hours. It's fine.
Real bung hours.
At least bung hasn't been paved. That would just be weird.
Yeah.
Welcome to Bung, you're 3 minutes late. I'm still a fan of if someone is reading this, it means I have bunged. Y'all get bonus points if you can guess what that's from. I know Carmen knows it, but... The last bung is in captivity, the galaxy is in peace. Yes. Here's another level where there's speed tech in the form of not holding right. Because you start with lava right under you?
Whoa, true speed tech.
True speed tech. The truest speed tech is not dying in this game, though. That's more true not humiliating yourself tech, though. That worm jumped my shot. He went in.
Wow.
It's like I'm right at the end and I don't want to take a death. This is actually intense. Oh, actually, this may be a problem. Nope, we're fine. There's supposed to be an enemy there. It didn't spawn for some reason. The game did me a favor.
Oh.
Alright, so this is the last level. This is an extremely short game. It's a little demo-y homebrew. Oh, and I made the pixel perfect jump, the one hard jump in the game.
Yeet.
Yeet. Bung that for $1. That's a good one. Okay, we're almost at the end here, and... Ooh. I almost hit the spikes. And that's time.
Or is that bung?
That is bung. That was 10 seconds off my PB. Not terrible. Now we get the incredible payoff from this game. The plot that's been building all of this time. We get to see the conclusion. Iron Hike finally found his iron. And now we settle in for the credits and the, you know, fireworks. Game over. What? That's it.
Great.
I kind of talked all over you, Karma.
No, I actually, that's fine.
That like, this is very bung.
It's bung.
Yeah, that's the entire game. Like I said, if you want to pick up a game to speedrun, you will be able to speedrun this game. You will be able to get a time pretty close to optimal even, I would say. I have bunged, that's correct. Alright, so, yeah, that was Iron Hike. I'm going to throw it back over to the host in a second here, and then we'll actually get a real game on. You got anything to add in here, Karma?
Bung.
Bung. Alright, I'll be back after the break. Take it away, magic host person.